Okay, let's move around a little bit. If you could please sit somewhere here, and I will come here, and it will be very intimate. Or you can sit, no, just, what's your name, please? Okay, so come sit here, somewhere here. Mateusz, come sit here. It will be just easier. We're in a very intimate setting here. Yes. Do you like trains?
Yes.
Yes, I loved trains when I was a kid. When I was a little guy, I would like to be a conductor. Never happened. But I remember the trains from my childhood. It was the smell. You know, and today I came from Warsaw with a train. It was the same smell of that and overcrowded train. But every time I'm in a train and every time I do a presentation or a speech, the same memory, distant memory comes to my mind. A school with an old school board and a teacher, especially maths or physics teacher, who says, all right, children, exercise number 1. A train leaves from point A and goes to point B with a speed of blah, 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 blah. Do you remember that? Yeah, that's a really nice memory. And every time I think about speeches, this train and this teacher comes to my mind. Because the speech is like a journey in a train. We can start with some point A. I will tell in a moment what is that. And we go to some point B. And we go through on some tracks. And those tracks can be our structure that we put ideas into our speech. What is point A? Point A in speeches, in presentations, is the state of our audience, is the state of us. That we come to the room, like today. How do you feel?
I slept for 3 hours. So
oh, welcome to the club.
So I'm not sure how to answer that.
Okay, what are you thinking about right now?
I just drew a train.
Yay! And what are your thoughts right now? What do you expect?
I expect a fluency of my speaking.
Okay.
Increasing my
yes,
fluency.
and all of that constitutes the point A. This is the state we are in right now. Do we as speakers have any influence on that? Not really. Not really, because we come here in this state and we can't do anything about it. But we can do one thing. We can take our audience on a journey to the point B. Can you imagine what the point B could be? Anyone? Klaus? You relate, so we're in a school, you relate, so just please tell us your thoughts on what point B could be.
My thoughts?
Yes.
In general or in Toastmasters life?
Oh, in general, that can be interesting.
Sometimes I'm not persistent enough. I'm doing the things, but after a certain time, when other people are cool or hard on, I say, come on, it's a waste of time. Sometimes it would be good to overcome this.
All right.
Chartering of a club is lasting. Come on.
Okay.
Your breath or not?
So let's take for an example chartering a club. What is the point B? If we start our journey in point A, like a train, we go to point B. Point B will be a chartered club, right? In a speech, that can be a state of mind of our audience that we would like to have them at the end of the speech. Right? Does it make sense? Okay. What is my point B today? What could be? What is your expectation? Yes, finding your flow, finding my flow. Telling you, giving you some examples of structures. 16 of them, to be precise. And there is a way, right, how we will do it. And in a speech, we have to have a way how to go from point A to point B, to our desired state at the end of our speech. And that's how, when structures comes to play. Okay, we've got 16 of them today in the agenda, and I grouped them in 4 different clusters, let's say. For each cluster, I would like all you to work on some topic. I will just write down names of these structures, and if you can just think about what comes to mind and what topic will be the best to put into this cluster of structures, because later on we will discover how to put our ideas into this specific structure and what does it really mean to use, for example, a chronological structure. Okay, so let's start with the first structure. I'd like to do this. Great. Oops. Okay, these four. Any ideas already? What could it be? A chronological is the easy one, right? We start in the past, go through the present and so on, go to the future. It's simple. Physical, maybe some geography lessons, something like that. Okay, think about this. Second cluster. Oops. Okay, this cluster, we have problem solution, issues, actions, opportunity, leverage, form, function, features, benefits. And for me, for the first time when I've seen it, it's like some business acumen here. Because this goes into business presentations most often. But to have the most fun of it, don't think about business topics here. Think about some other generic topics. One topic with 3 ideas to support it. And then we will try to put it into these structures. Okay. Case study. It's going to be easy. Get argument, fallacy. And compare, contrast. Will you see from here? Okay. Because the last cluster will be Matrix, the movie. I'm kidding. And the last cluster goes like this. Matrix, parallel tracks, rhetorical questions, many questions, and numerical. Right now, think about in group, as a group. Think about 4 topics for 4 clusters. So just having the name in mind, everyone could imagine what could be behind this. I'm not judging if it's good or not. We will see later. And then we will write a topic and write some 3 small ideas to support the topic. And then we'll go through all the structures and try to put it into into all the structures. So let's take 5 minutes now of group work. And I want 4 topics. It can be anything. It can be, of course, it can be from business life. It can be from your previous or just recent Toastmasters speech. It can be a future Toastmasters speech idea for this.
Or speech we'll never share.
We'll never...
Or
what?
something we'll never share.
Oh, yeah, just whatever, really. But, you know, something that you would like to share maybe someday, today.
Just for clarification, we have a topic, an idea, and we fix it to the different points. We don't
Yes.
just everything, but we pick from this, from that, from this, from that.
Now, we will go through all of them and try to imagine the structure of the speech according to all the structures here. So if we have a topic here for this cluster, we will take the same topic and we will try to put it into modular structure, then chronological, physical, and spatial.
Yeah, we put it on a different spotlight from this
Yes,
to this one.
yes,
Okay.
yes. How to
Yeah.
find the flow of thoughts for this topic.
Hopefully you have good ideas. I found the best, the most intelligent.
When we're supposed to come up with a subject and then organise that same subject.
I'm some speeches.
Confused. This is like fascinating, but I'm confused. Could we do one together, maybe?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of course. We
Like,
can do.
no, can we do one together with you? Like, so you're
one.
suggestive enough and
Yes.
it follows through the rest
Yeah.
of it. Okay.
Okay.
May I ask to check that I understand what you're saying? Yeah? So we come up with one topic, for
Yes.
example, the train journey,
Yeah.
right? And then we put the train journey, like we organise it, or we think about how we would deal with the train journey, thinking about
Yes.
different...
I mean, one will be for this, 4, one will be for those 5, one for this. So 4 topics for 4 different clusters of structures. And then we will go through each structure in a cluster.
Basically, topic selection also comes from these structures, so we can actually...
Yeah, it will be better to have them somehow connected to it. So
Okay, so hold on. So if we stick to the train journey for the first cluster,
yeah,
what's the modular take on it? Like,
I don't know yet. We will try to find it out. We will try to find it out. Not every topic will fit into the modular one.
but right now we're supposed to tell you, okay, so we have the train journey for this cluster, and
Okay.
what else are we supposed to tell you? The
Like 3 ideas, 3 main ideas to support, or 3 ideas what to tell about. So a train journey, okay, so something happened in the train, like we do in a speech,
Or I
right?
used to travel as a kid, and
Yeah,
now I travel.
for example.
That would be
For example.
Contrast.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Too suggestive. All right.
And I put the train there.
Mr. Teacher, we have some problems about English. Can you explain what's fallacy?
Fallacy is like rebuting the argument. So
Also, it's an underlining.
yes,
Okay, next question of an English student. Leverage?
leverage, it comes from the opportunity. So it's if we have some opportunity, we can leverage it. It's not clear.
Decide for one?
No, it makes a benefit from this opportunity.
Like a story.
So basically the leverage is this. I'm leveraging. So I'm putting small force here to leverage big weight here.
Yeah,
Yes?
you influence the balance and the counter decision.
Yeah.
See?
So smart.
Thanks a lot for this interruption because... Okay. You need 3 stories or 1 story?
Oh, sorry, I stole your water.
Yeah,
So
it's an honor for me that the master.
how are we with the time?
I think we've got a lot of time.
About 5 minutes for this exercise.
I
So.
think we'll have like 2 more
Okay,
minutes.
cool. So just let me know into.
Show you
Okay.
the
Oh, please turn your papers in. Okay, so I need ideas for the first cluster. What can be an idea for a topic? I had train journey. Yay! Okay, do we want train journey here?
No.
No, we don't want. Oh,
No, because we already decided.
okay. So train journey.
Let's
Do we agree? Okay.
I was thinking of one is a lifetime from cradle to.
Okay, okay, that can be an idea. So,
That can be an idea.
train journey. Second idea, lifetime. All right.
We have
For this one.
family history. This is what we decided.
Here? Okay. Not too many ideas, maybe. So can we put a family history here?
It can be, but let's not. Let's not
Okay.
get into the problem.
So where to put the family history? Or what to put here?
We have a journey,
Like a
like
hero's
a
journey type
hero's
story.
journey, like recovery from sickness or.
Okay. Okay.
Fighting dragons.
Recovery. Okay, let's put it in one word, recovery, all right? And we will know about sickness and stuff.
Yeah, we found number 2. The thing is, you're in a relationship, it's a little bit stuck, and the title of the speech is, shall I stay or shall I go?
Ah.
See, everybody is familiar.
Yeah, I want to put a tune in our.
Or should I go? Yeah. Okay, third one.
We didn't get there.
Oh.
You didn't warn us, like 1 minute left or something, so we're.
Okay, so we can take one of, as an exercise, one of 4, all right?
Case study.
And for this one, do we have anything?
Yes, me of course. That's true.
Italian mafia.
Italian mafia, all right. Oh, that can be interesting. Okay, so we have some topics. I've heard about some ideas to support the topics, or we can just walk them through. And right now we will go through the first cluster. And at first I will read short definitions, very, very short, just to give you an idea if you were right or not. Probably not, but we'll see. All right, modular. What could be a modular? It's a sequence of similar parts, units or components in which the order is interchangeable. So that's modular, right? It's really simple. We have some units, they can be the same but talking about different topics, different ideas, and then we can loosely interchange them if we need to, if we have to. So you can see this one is the most loosely one probably in the whole 16. This one is also risky because it's a challenge for a speaker. Opportunity as well, because when I'm running out of time, I can cut out some parts. I can just skip one module if I can, really, if it will not impact my overall impression or overall idea. But did you ever try to do that while on stage?
Yeah.
That's very difficult, right? It's not easy for everyone. All right, chronological, easy. We organize ideas along a timeline, and in that, telling a story that deals with a change is the most important objective usually, right? Because change takes time. If we talk about changes, then we talk about time, then we use chronological structure. Physical, that organizes the ideas according to their physical location or geographical locations. So it can be, for example, in this room, we have something here, we have something else over there, and we can connect some ideas to it if we find a connection. Or geographically, it's really easy. When I was in Paris, something happened and it shaped me, right? I never go to Paris again. Then I went to Bucharest and it shaped me again and I want to come back and so on, right? So we connect the ideas to physical, geographical places. And the last one here, spatial, organizes the ideas conceptually according to physical metaphor or analogy, providing a spatial arrangement of topics. Just to give you an idea, do you know this pyramid of needs in psychology? We have like that, and on bottom then we have, I don't remember, food, then we have security and so on. This is a spatial structure. because we go from the bottom to the top. Of course, always here is Wi-Fi. That's the true bottom.
Or I think it's on the top.
No, this is the basic ones are on the bottom. So Wi-Fi is always basic. But then if we, for example, if we want to talk about the presentations itself, the speeches itself, so we can have at the bottom the idea, right? The story. Then we can have, for example, visual design. If we want to use some PowerPoint or something like that, then we will have some structure, delivery skills, and on top, for example, question and answers, how to deal with them. And that will give us a spatial, we can go from bottom to top, from top to bottom, from top to bottom. So it's usually when we say looking at the problems from 10,000 meters. Did you hear about that, right? So we're on the top, and then we go for 3,000 meters. Okay, so our problems are more visible, and then we go even further. And that's what I call inception. So we have to go deeper. That's a spatial structure. All right, and now the hard part. Try to put one of these topics, or both of them, into each and every one of these structures. Any ideas for modular? Like I said, this one is not easy, it's very loose, and it's not suitable for every topic.
Okay, the train journey through the prism of the modular pattern would be just a description of 2 or 3 or 4, preferably 3, journeys that you took on a train that shaped you, right? Where your topic is how you've been shaped throughout your life. And then you can skip one if you're running out of time. Each module adds to your story, but you can't do without it.
Of course, if your idea allows to do that. Because if you skip the main part, it will not be the best.
There is no main part. Like if I'm giving a speech on how traveling on trains around the world, yeah, it can shape you, and like it can give you this skill or this ability or this insight. I can lose one of them. It will make my story maybe not as profound as it would have been, but it will still work. And I can interchange them, right? I don't have to talk about a skill first and ability later. I can turn them around.
And what's more, inside each of the modules, we can have another structure, right? Because inside we can, each part of the journey, we can, for example, go with a chronological.
Oh, and you can mirror them, right?
Yes.
Like every module
and every module will look the same as a structure,
so the
right?
listeners gain familiarity with what I'm talking about.
That's what the modularity is all about. And in business life, it usually, or maybe not usually, but it's for me, it's easy to imagine presenting financial data. Because we can present them in modules, right? And usually it doesn't matter if I say about our quarterly earnings before yearly earnings or losses or so on. It can be mixed all together. The main.
Always skip one.
Yes, of course. Losses, no losses. So we skip this one. All right. So let's go through the chronological. This one is easy, right? Ideas?
You start the train journey and then you go through like every train stop until you get to the end.
Example, yeah, of course. But then we can mark some time. Because if we try to mark the stops by locations, we go into physical, right? And the same train journey or journey as a general, for example, shaping me. I've been to Paris, I've been to Argentina, and both, and you don't know right now, okay, when I say this, I've been to Paris and I've met so many tourists there that I couldn't find my place. It was not a place for me. And I've been to Argentina and it was really nice for me because many tourists, but not so many from Poland, which I try to avoid. But I've been able to fill in the culture. Does it tell you when was I in Paris and when was I in Argentina? No. And then I will tell you, in June I was in Buenos Aires, and then it shaped me in this way. and just last week I've been to Paris, right? So that's the whole different. And spatial here, it can be easy. Train journey in a spatial mode, like this. Any ideas? We start with buying a ticket. That's a journey itself. We go to the cash register. Yes, especially in Poland. Yes, exactly. And that's okay. And then we can narrow it down. It can be a whole story itself. How I was trying to buy a ticket to Lublin for today. Oh, yeah. All right. I went to the station, central station, and there were so many people. And then we just narrow it down. We go, okay, so finally I went to the ticket office, and then something else happened. Because there was a crying kid. And it already distracted me and already ruined my beautiful journey, and so on. And also not very easy, it's maybe a little bit easier for business kind of presentations. All right, let's move to another problem solution, but this one is easy, right? We present a problem. The one important thing, don't spend too much time on the problem. Just say about it, okay, we've got a problem like this and this, and then move to the proposed solution that you or your company proposes. Issues, actions, really similar, a close cousin to it. Business people don't like to hear about problems, so we say about issues that we can face in the future, and then what actions do we propose to address the issues. Opportunity leverage, this is what I already told the class, and opportunity is a business, right? In business it's really easy. We have this huge opportunity waiting just out of the corner, and the leverage of it. What will be the benefit if we do what I say? That's opportunity, and then leverage. Form and function. This goes really easy in some when we talk peer-to-peer, like we're in the same set of companies, in the same business, and we can say about our product, give its form. We've got a bottle. It's a really nice bottle, it can carry a water. The form is a bottle. Carrying a water is a function coming from this form. And last one, features, benefits. This is the organization of presentation around also our product or service features and concrete benefits provided by them. So this is something we provide, right? We've got a feature called this and this and this, and it does something. Not so easy to go into this. Or is it? Recovery from sickness.
We can use, for example, some technology that helps recovery.
Yeah. So what about recovery and problem solution? This is really easy, right? We've got a problem. We are really, really sick. And here's the solution. And we can expand almost all of them by adding at the end lesson learned. Because what is learning? This is solving a problem. A problem in learning is lack of knowledge. And when we have a solution, somebody who gives us knowledge, or we somehow obtain the knowledge. So we've got a problem, we've got solution, and we learn from the whole situation. This is the problem, solution, lesson learned. Issues, actions.
Side effects of the treatment,
for example. Yes, that's a very good example. So then we can just focus on the side effects of the treatment. So I've been cured, but now I had a third leg.
Or I go to the treatment and I can't walk because it's still not.
Yes. When I think about it, I used it, and really unconsciously in one of my speeches. But that was my situation. I was in a hospital, I couldn't walk, then I was treated, and I could barely walk, and then was an issue, okay, how to walk again. And there was an action.
And then you have to learn how to walk.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And I learned some lessons from it. Yeah. Walking is important. Opportunity leverage. What opportunity can be in sickness? Let's think about it.
Well, we can learn a lot of lessons
What's important in life.
What's important in life, right?
Once
That-
you're in a wheelchair and you can't walk, you hate everybody around you because...
What's the leverage?
The leverage?
We can change. We can change ourselves, and we can try to change other people by sharing our story, for example. People build businesses on this, telling about their own sickness and how they overcome it, right? And that's a huge leverage. You can make a living out of it. Form, function. Well, being sick as a form is not maybe the best, yeah. And features, benefits also. But for example, shall I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Can be a feature, a benefit. What if I stay? What benefits will I have?
Yeah, if I leave, maybe I can find something better.
Yes, exactly.
If I stay, I have a chance to find someone.
Okay, so now we can move with.
There is something good there.
Let's
Let's
stick to this topic and go to the third cluster. We've got case study. You know what that is. It's a narrative showing how you or your company solve a particular problem or met the needs of a particular client. And then you can cover all the aspects you want of your business or your personal life, or whatever you're talking about. Argument fallacy. That raises arguments against your ideas and then reboots them, each and every one. And compare contrast. We organize our presentation around a series of comparisons illustrating the differences between your company and the other one, or myself and somebody else. There is also a big risk because 11 and 12, argument fallacy and compare contrast, they start on a negative note usually, or can be very negative. Because when we go through negative arguments, so we say, 7 reasons why not to come to this workshop, and then I have to rebut all of them. If I don't do that, then you will go out and say, yeah, he was right. There were even 9 reasons not to come, right? But if I do it right, at the end you will think, what was he talking about? That's a great workshop. We should attend it more often. The same comparison and contrast. If I start to compare, for example, my company to the other one, suddenly my audience can think, okay, the other one is better. Really, if I go wrong on this one. Okay, but let's stick to the topic. Should I stay or should I go? Case study. That's very easy. For example, we said, okay, we should go. We have a case study telling.
It's also related if you have a job, shall I stay in the company, but otherwise you believe, the money.
Yes.
Same thing, it's a decision and you have to value your arguments to stay or not. Not only about this private things.
Yes, exactly. And then you can go through all the aspects because inside this you can add any of the structures too. Not too many, of course. Argument fallacy. This one is easy. If we really want to go, then give 3 reasons why to stay and then rebut all of them. If we really want to stay, give 3 reasons why to go and then prove them wrong. Compare contrast.
What happens if I stay? What happens if I go?
For example, or we can compare to somebody who stayed and say, that was a mistake in the same environment, right?
Yeah.
And then we can just...
If you left after 5 years, better you would stay, would have started.
Yes. Exactly.
So number 11 and number 12, it just strikes me right now that they carry enormous potential for humorous speeches, right?
Of course. Of course.
Ironic.
Humor is always a contrast. It's something that we don't expect and then we go with a contrast.
An emotional load, like it's easy with these to build up an emotional value and then just go.
Okay, and very, very quickly, we'll go through the last one. All right, matrix. Matrix uses a 2x2 or larger diagram to organize a complex set of concepts into an easy to digest, easy to follow, and easy to remember content. A 2x2 For example, this is like drawing a graph, right? So we can put something. What Italian mafia? What can we put here on this exercise? Okay, so number of deaths caused by mafia and income, for example. And we go with this. And then we will divide it to low and low here and high here. And we've got our matrix. Because when we go deeper into this, when there is a low income and low number of deaths caused by mafia, what do we have?
Peace.
Peace. Probably mafia is not existent.
Skip this version.
High income for mafia and low number of deaths. Well, not so bad. It's quite cool, right? Ooh, here we are in a danger zone, right? And this is the matrix, and we can divide it into some parts and then use, for example, a spatial structure inside each and every one, or a modular one, because we can start with this one or this one according to our needs. Parallel tracks. What is this? This is shortly parallel tracks that drills down into a series of related ideas with identical set of subsets for each idea. We had some idea for this already, right? For example, in modular, this can be very, very similar. This can be 3 main ideas for Italian mafia, how we will do it. And then we will, for example, answer to the same 3 questions for each small idea. How, when, and who, for example. And we go in parallel through all the ideas.
Or maybe we can have to guys fighting for the couple of copy.
Yes, whatever we can go into, we can think about whatever in parallel, but we can just apply to all ideas, main ideas that we have. Rhetorical questions. Of course, we have to ask and then answer. It's not rhetorical. And the questions that have to be likely in the minds of our audience. It's not the forced question. It's the obvious one. Why are we here? If we know why are we here, we have to know the audience. Today will be a workshop for this, how to know your audience, how to analyze your audience. Start with this and then think about what question in mind our audience could have. If we know that everyone's asking, why are we here? Let's start with this. This is our idea for one rhetorical question. And then we have to answer it. Why to have Italian mafia? Or should we have Italian mafia in Poland, if that's our question? Yes, we should, of course, and we'll go with that. And the last one, numerical, that enumerates a series of loosely connected ideas, facts, or arguments. This is the old, I'm gonna tell you 5 things about Italian mafia, close to modular. Very loosely organized as well, because we can skip some parts, but we always enumerate, right? It's like 5 things about Italian mafia that you didn't know. Number 1, Italian mafia doesn't exist, dun dun dun, and so on. All right, we are out of time. That was a very nice lesson, I hope. What to remember? Many, many, many things. If you can think about the clusters, when we can narrow it down to really 4 or 5 main structures, but they are very similar to each other. One main structure to a whole speech or presentation, and then put 1, in extremely rare cases 2 inside, because the structure is for our audience to follow our ideas. If we put too many structures in one presentation, we will get lost and our audience will get lost for sure. And we don't want this, because we have somewhere point B. We start from here and go here, not here, right? what to remember when choosing the structure. Is any of this better than the other? Not really. They overlap in many aspects, all of them. They are very similar, modular and numerical, for example. So there is no better one. And when we choose one, think about how we feel about it. Because if I try to go with some topic with chronological and it just doesn't feel right for me, okay, I will not go. But it may be right for you, even for the same topic. And my last advice on this will be use your aesthetics. When you prepare a speech, when you write a speech or memorize it, then you see the structure. If you like it, it's like art. You see it, and at the first you see, okay, I like it. I really like the sculpture, I really like the painting, I really like my structure. If I don't, I just find another one. You've got 16 to choose from. Don't get lost, because then you will lose your audience. And remember, train journey, you can't navigate through train journey, because the train starts and it goes, just like your presentation. It's not like reading a book. If I'm lost in a book, I can just put my finger here and go back and check what was previously. I can't do that in a speech, like I can't do that in a train journey.
In the train, you can decide I change the thing this station, or otherwise we will go to drive by car.
Yes, and we go to the modular one.
It's not totally impossible, but sometimes it works.
Yes, of course. And that's all, my students. Thank you very much. You were very brave today.